Welcome to On the Chain.
I want to pull up this Charles Hoskinson one. Charles Hoskinson tweeted this out because you guys remember Charles Hoskinson got into it, the XRP community, about conspiracy theorists and the SEC going after XRP and Ripple and blah, 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 blah. And it was like gotten a big fight. And it was just like, you know, he basically said the XRP community was a conspiracy theorists and all that stuff. So he tweeted this out. XRP community, peace. Just simply like peace. Like, are we peace now? Yep. And then he also tweeted this to Joel Katz because they kind of got into it. Hey, David Schwartz, we good? And it's, you know, Woody and Buzz Lightyear shaking. You know, are we good? We cool? And then we have David Schwartz is like, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're good. So just meme talking here. And then Charles Hoskinson did this one where the two, like, you know, joined hands and forces. And it's like, again, Jeff, this is more of the same where, again, when they came for you, it was a different story, right? When it was somebody else, when you're the founder of Cardano, I mean, and then there's this one by Arturo Portilla says this one. He commented on this Charles Hoskinson XRP community piece. He said, is Charles now a conspiracy theorist as well? What did I miss? So, well said, Arturo. So it's like, yeah, this whole thing of like, he's like, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're a this, you're a that. Cardano. See, Jim Cramer has spoiled it forever. It will always be known as Cardano now, thanks to Jim Cramer. And then there was this one. I basically put this out there because a lot of people in the XRP community are mad and they're angry, and I get it. But have some, you know, understand that people make mistakes. We all make them. We're human. And it's like when somebody realizes that mistake and tries to turn around and make something happen out of it. I just said, like, hey, on his statement of XRP's community piece, I said, you know, we stand together as a single, cohesive cryptocurrency community. Even though we each have our preferred digital assets, our collective focus is on the enduring success of cryptocurrency and its decentralized principles. It's a journey filled with challenges, but ultimately the realm of cryptocurrency destined to prosper. So it's going to take everybody. We can't talk about unity and then be petty with like, but you said this and you did that. Well, he said, she said, who cares? Flush it behind you. Yeah. We don't need to see it, Jeff, right? I mean, what am I wrong here? I mean, it's like, it's
no, I think you're, yeah, solid point. And we have to, you know, we have to be the ones to, you know, reach our hand out and say, look, you were silent, but here we are. Let's stand firm. You know, we'll stand behind you. We'll help support you. Why? Because if we don't support them, we know that the market's collapsing, right? So it just like what happened, you know, we referenced right in the beginning, you know, if we all stay silent, if we don't join together, then when they come for you, there's going to be no one there to help, you know, guide you and support you. We're fortunate that, you know, within the XRP community, we can reach out and say to Charles Hoskinson and say, look, whatever you said before, we're going to overlook that. You know, right now, what's most critical is that we're there to support, protect, and provide the guidance to make sure as an army, as a cohesive army, to stand up against the fraudulent attempt by the SEC to undermine this entire industry. Right. So if we don't do that, and we fragment, then they win. Right. Because that's exactly what their objective has been from day one. If you can divide, you conquer. If you can't divide the populace, just like in every other aspect of life right now, they're attacking at every single level. And we know that fact for a fact, that they're attacking us at every level, and they're trying to divide us at every level. They try to do it. And so this is just another representation of that division. So, and this is monetary. It's critical. It's, you know, if we want to see the continuation of this space, then we have to overcome the maximalism ideologies. And so as Charles is going down, you know, it's a matter of us say, we're in the position. We've experienced it. We don't want you to have to experience the same thing. Therefore, we're going to stand behind you and help guide this process. And that's exactly where Joel Katz, you know, where Brad Garlinghouse and the others, are going to stand up and say the same thing, because Brad Garlinghouse said that from day one, and so did Stu Alderati from day one, which is this case is symbolic to support and represent the entire crypto industry. So at a time where they're dividing, we stand up and support. And Chip, I think that's the message. That's it.
Exactly. And I think it's well said, but it's not, but it's not just happening here though. It's happening everywhere. It's happening. This is why you want people fighting about politics, right? Because while the serfs are fighting about this, then the kings and queens are making things happen behind the scenes. And this is where there's so many distractions in life. And like, well, it's the weekend. Why do you think the bad news always drops late on a Friday? People are on their drive home. Like the working people are like, hey, I just want to go home to my family. I just want to go to the pub. I want to go. And so bad news always drops at like 4:45 on a Friday. And everyone's like, who gives a crap? And then Monday, it's with the fighting gloves on and everybody's like back to it. But, One Eye Willie says this. He says, well, now Cardano is being targeted, so everything is cool. Yeah, it's like, how can you sit there and talk about maximalism? How can you sit there and talk about, my coin, my this, Bitcoiners are like the shit coins. There's only one coin. This whole idea, there's one industry. It's called cryptocurrency. It's decentralization. Everything is cool. I don't take too much heat in that. Charles is coming from his perspective on what he thinks from his unique perspective, but he has a different take when it comes to Cardano. It's water under the bridge. Who cares? Who cares who said this or said that? Right now, it's about having a strong crypto community, not just the XRP community, but the crypto community at large. And so I take a different stance. I know I have a lot of incoming from that. I know a lot of people are angry, but who cares? Do I want to be Mr. Maximalist? I own Bitcoin. I own Ethereum. I own a lot of things. Who cares? John Deaton has been very public saying his ETH totally trumps his XRP. He said it many times. It doesn't matter. It's like to sit there and say, well, they did this and they did it. Yeah, is there going to be favoritism? There is. But at the end of the day, we want the entire industry to succeed, and then the projects will succeed or fail on their own merit. Then we'll see based on what they do. But we don't have to be the Cardano guy blocked everyone. He did. But you know what? When you say peace and you are sitting there and extending the olive branch, waving the white flag, you have to say it. I think right here, Oscar Arneson from our community right here probably put it up best here. But XRP Crypto Wolf said, so now the XRP community aren't a bunch of conspiracy theorists just because the SEC labeled Cardano security. Laugh out loud. Okay, this is a lot of what people say. It's fun to have a little, jest in there, but this is the power statement right here. I say we move on from the bickering. This is Oscar A. He says, I say we move on from the bickering and focus on the big issues at hand. They want us divided. Let's not give them that. So well said. Very well said. It's right in line with what we were just talking about.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.